Hey everyone, it's Gonggi Step. I'm super excited to share some fun about Gongginori today. We are going to dive deep into Step 5. What is Step 5 of Gongginori? It's also called as Gonggi. It is the part where you try to toss all 5 stones up, receive them on the back of your hand, and catch. It's known for being the trickiest step, but it's also the most exciting to master. If you're new to Gongginori and just want to learn how to get better, you can skip straight to my tips for mastering Step 5 section. Most of the video is for players who already know the basics and want to become Gonggi masters. Let's start by learning what's not allowed in Step 5. These are strict rules that skilled players follow. In Korea, there are so many Gonggi masters who play almost perfectly. So these tiny forbidden errors are actually important ways to make sure players eventually change turns even if they are super good. Passing rice, in Korean salset기. Before you throw the stones, you can't squeeze or move them around in your palm. You have to keep your hands still. This rule keeps the game fair and saves time, making the game flow more smoothly without pauses. Piano. After you catch the stones on the back of your hand, you can't wiggle your fingers to move them into a better spot. No sneaky finger movements to rearrange them. This rule is about catching them cleanly without any last-second adjustments. Clip. In Korean, 낭떠. If any stones fall off the back of your hand after you cut them, your turn is over, even if just one stone slips off. This really tests how steady your hand is. Ring, 반지. It's super important to keep your fingers together when catching the stones. If there's a large space between your fingers, stones can get stuck there instead of resting on top of your hand. If that happens and someone shouts ring, you lose your turn. To make it super clear, I'll show you what a ring looks like and what it doesn't. In this first example, see how the stone is stuck right between my fingers? I'm actually holding it tight using the power of my finger to grip it. That's a ring. Now look at this other way. Here, the stones are simply resting on the flat surface of my fingers. I'm not gripping them or catching them with my fingers. They are just sitting gently upon my hand. This is not a ring and is the normal way to play Gonggi. Step 5 of Gongginori actually has two main ways to play. First, the basic way. You might set a goal like 50 years. After you finish Step 5, score your point, like 3 points for now. Then, you go all the way back to Step 1 and play the steps 1 to 5 again. Here's a shortcut. If you pick up all 5 stones in Step 5 perfectly, you don't have to go back to Step 1. You can immediately play Step 5 again. This can help you build up those years much faster. In some area of Korea like Seoul, the score you get in Step 5 determines where you start next. For example, if you catch 3 years, you might go back to Step 3 and continue playing Step 3, 4, and 5 from there. This adds a bit of a strategy element to the basic game. And now the advanced way. My hometown Busan loves this way. The main goal is to be the first player to get 10 points. Once you hit 10 points, you move on to the next stage of the game. This version gives you incessantly funny quests as you go along. It's like a never-ending adventure, so if you start playing this way, you definitely won't get bored. In fact, some of my amazing subscribers have already mastered this quest and cleared many stages. How you get those 10 points doesn't matter. Whether you catch all 5 stones twice, or 2 stones 5 times, or even a mix like 2, 3, 3, 2. Just remember, usually catching only 1 stone at a time doesn't count and is a fail. So combinations like 5 plus 4 plus 1 won't work for getting to the next stage. My channel has more videos about the next stages. After you master the step 5, you can move to stage 2 called Gobi, then move to Sujang, and so on. It gets really challenging, feeling like a whole new game with each stage. Now, ready to really show off your Gongginori skills? These special moves will make you look like a pro. 아리랑. I introduced this skill once before. It is a fantastic move, and I would even say it's probably the hardest skill in our Gongginori. First, you catch stones on the back of your hand, then you throw them up again. As they come down, you catch some of the stones by grabbing it in top-down direction, and then you catch the rest of the stones in bottom-up way. If you're playing the basic scoring system, doing arirang doubles your score for that turn. If you are playing the advanced Gongginori, doing arirang means you instantly pass to the next stage. It's like finding a secret shortcut because you don't need to make 10 points here. Baseball bat, 야구채. The baseball bat technique, you catch them sideways. Instead of catching them from high to low, you catch them by bringing your hand straight across. For example, if you're right-handed, you would swing your hand from right to left. It's a fun way to change things up if you get too good at catching them the regular way. Clapping, 박수. This is a cool trick. You throw the gonggi stones in the air, quickly clap your hands once, and then catch them. You need to clap faster to make sure the stones don't drop. If you do this perfectly, it doubles your score. And this is a tip for beginners. You know that normally 1 point doesn't count in Gongginori. However, if you are a beginner and finding it hard to catch multiple stones at once, you might be allowed to try this with just 1 stone. If you catch 1 stone and do the clapping, you can score 2 points. However, you should first discuss this with your friends to see if they will allow it. From here on out, this is an explanation for beginners. I will explain how to master Gonggi Step 5 in the most detailed way. Start from super small. Don't try to catch all 5 at once right away. Take it slow and build your skills from the ground up. At first, see how many stones you can control. Practice with 1 stone. Just toss 1 stone up and try to catch it on the back of your hand. Get really good at this until it feels natural. You'll how the stone lands and how your hand observes the impact. Practice with 2 stones. Now toss 2 stones up. The key here is to make the 2 stones land closer together on your hand, not spread out far apart. This is a bit trickier because you need to make sure they both land without bouncing off. Practice with 3 stones. This is where it starts to get challenging. Toss 3 stones. You will need a wider, more stable landing pad on the back of your hand. It might take many tries, but don't give up. Practice with 4 stones. You're almost there. Throw 4 stones up. This takes a very steady hand. Try to spread your fingers just a little to make more space, but watch out for the ring roll. It's a fine balance. The ultimate goal. Throw or 5 stones up. It's all about perfect practice and getting a feel for the right toes height and the perfect catch motion. Focus on keeping them together and landing them gently. It's totally okay to catch stones fewer than 5. Here's the know-how you've been waiting for. Make sure your hands are dry. This is super important but often forgotten. If your hands are sweaty, the stones will cling to your hand, making them hard to draw cleanly. Wipe your hands to your clothes if needed. Make your hand a bowl. Try to curve the back of your hand slightly, making the shallow ball shape. This helps the stones stay on your hand, stopping them from rolling off. Imagine your hand is a small, soft scoop. Move down with the stones. As the stones roll towards your hand, gently move your hand downwards at the exact same time you catch them. This soft downward motion helps absorb the force of the stones. It stops them from bouncing off and makes your catch much smoother and more secure. Think of your hand as a gentle elevator moving down with the stones as they land. Catch with your middle fingers. Concentrate on catching the stones mainly with your index, middle, and ring fingers. These fingers are the best for balancing the stones on your hand, and they also influence the subsequent catching step. Play close to the ground. Everyone's different, but I personally found it easier when I played closer to the ground. It gives you a little more control, which can reduce errors. Give it a try. If you're having trouble, check these things. Are your Gonggi stones too light? To play Gonggi well, the stones usually have some kind of filling inside, like sand or small plastic beads to give them weight. If your stones don't have these fillings, they might be too light. Light stones tend to bounce off your hand easily and fly everywhere, making it super hard to catch them. Are your Gonggi stones real? I have another video about how to pick good Gonggi stones if you want to check it out. Are your stones too big or too small? Stones that are too small and light can bounce off easily. Stones that are too big might not fit well on your hand. Are you throwing them straight up? Sometimes we throw them too far forward without realizing it. Recording yourself playing a video from the side will be really helpful to see your throwing style. You might notice you're throwing them away from you instead of straight up. Aren't you throwing them too much? To avoid the stones scattering everywhere, try to throw them just a little bit up. A low, controlled toss is better than a high, wild one. Keep practicing and have fun. I hope these tips help you master step 5 in Gongginori. It takes a little patience and a lot of practice, but the joy of accomplishment will make it all worthwhile. Don't get sad if you don't get it perfectly on your first try. You will definitely get better with the tips. If you have any questions or want to share your own cool tips, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more fun Korean things. Have a great day.